AI, I think, quite literally is making us dumber in a very, I guess, logical and expected way. Let me explain. So, I teach IELTS. It is basically an English language test uh, for the people that have English as a second language, basically. And in this test, there is a writing section where you need to write an essay, or I guess even two essays. One essay smaller, and you need to write 150 words on some diagram or a chart. And task two is essentially a more open-ended essay with just a topic that you need to talk about or write about, describing your experience, your opinion, your knowledge on the subject, and all that. And that is pretty much fairly simple. For example, there could be questions like mm, describe, for example, describe a piece of technology that you enjoy using, or it's more like a speaking topic, but in in writing there could be also different more like complex topics, but are, I think, still more or less down to earth. For example, a lot of people think that exact sciences are way more important subject in school, whereas others place greater importance on subjects like history. What do you think about it, whether you agree or not with it? And so these are the kinds of subjects or topics that you usually get in IELTS. Um, and this student of mine, let's call the student Joe, right? So Joe was very reliant on using ChatGPT for his essays. So basically, when I give him the task, like this is your topic, try writing something about it, anything. So it is just our starting point, right? Um, just try, and Joe would have his immediate response would be just don't worry about it. I'll just tell ChatGPT to do it, and then I'll learn from whatever ChatGPT gives me. So I'll get these templates and I learn from that. And I would say, okay, but it just try writing. At least, even right now, just come, sit down with me and try writing this right now. And Joe would be completely against that idea, and he would just brush this aside, like saying, no, I don't need to try, I'll just ask ChatGPT and I'll learn from that. uh, I don't know, to me that sounds completely insane. It's a crazy thing to do. But basically, this was Joe's approach until the deadlines came in or were approaching. And once deadlines were really close, Joe felt the pressure because he realized, hey, in all that time, I haven't actually written any single essay. So let me try to finally try to write an essay myself. We sit down, Joe tries to write it, and Joe just sits there staring at the topic and thinking, I don't know, I cannot write anything. And I just asked, like, what do you mean? Like, how, what do you mean you can't write anything? It's a fairly easy topic. Just write what you think about it. Write your opinion, maybe your experience with it. And Joe would just stare with this dead, empty eyes, and would just, I don't know what to write. I cannot write it. And the issue gets even worse when it is speaking part. And in speaking, again, you're given simple questions and you just need to answer. As I said before, questions could be something like describe a time when you were stuck in a traffic jam, and or for example, describe someone who you know who has started a business. Um, Describe your favorite TV show and tell why you like it. Something like this, fairly simple, and you just need to give like more or less. More or less, well, how to say it, more or less detailed answer, right? And Joe would just sit there and like, I don't know what to say. Nothing comes to mind. Even the simplest questions, like just describe a time when you were stuck in a traffic jam, or describe a piece of technology that you find useful, or describe a time when you bought something new. Simple as that. And Joe would just sit there and not know how to start a speech or how to actually say anything. And this is so weird. Like, this is completely weird because Joe would is a normal human being. He is completely fine, healthy, with functioning brain. He can speak, he can talk, he can converse, and everything is fine. But the moment it is an actual question and you have to think for yourself, Joe is completely clueless. And this is the result of Joe being so overly reliant on AI. I'll just ask AI. AI will tell me. Every single time there's a question that Joe needs to think about, Joe goes, I'll just ask AI. AI will tell me. And the moment on your exam, you will not have your AI. You will have to rely on yourself. You'll have to write an answer by yourself. And Joe would just go, I don't know. And this was infuriating for me. Was so weird. So bottom line is, we don't really need any kind of studies. It is fairly logical that once you start relying on something, you forget the ability or you lose the skill to do something by yourself. Even something simple as walking is very difficult for a lot of people, because like walking long distances, right? Because they're so used to having cars or something like that. Or just the idea of going up the stairs becomes ludicrous when you have elevators. And whereas cars and elevators is something that we at times just need and are a necessity, and we kind of have to sacrifice our physical ability or physical fitness, I guess, for the convenience, and it enables us to do things, right? AI is not the same. It is nowhere near the same. I don't think there's ever a good argument for sacrificing your mental or cognitive ability. Like, at the end of the day, what makes you is your brain. Do not sacrifice it for anything, much less just convenience. So do not use AI. It makes you dumber. It makes you lose the ability and confidence. So use your own brain. Say no to AI. Just screw it. Never use it. Use your brain. There is still, internet. There is still search engines. You can still search. You can still do your research. There's still Wikipedia, for Christ's sake. It's not like we don't have information. It's not like AI is the internet. Screw that. Use Wikipedia. Use your search engines. Make your research. Think for yourself. Stop using freaking AI. It is not helping you. It is only harming you. Trust me.